Hi guys, so yeah, here we are, we're back. I mean, I'm not sure how long for, to be honest. I'm not sure how motivational this video is going to be. It's probably a bit more of a rant than motivation. God, I look so large. I've put on so much weight, guys. It's unreal. This lockdown is killing me. Because obviously I haven't got the dog anymore. So in the first lockdown, it was really great. You know, like I was just spending hours and hours walking. And it's just thought, yeah, I probably walked to like double the amount I did. And now I've got no dog, still in lockdown. So I'm eating double the amount I was and not exercising at all. So yeah, great stuff. But I'm still happy, who cares? And yeah, just a little update on me, because a lot of people have been saying, oh, like, where have you been? We need your motivation. Like, why did you go? Blah, blah, blah. And to be honest, it's because I was doing the videos for other people. I did want to help other people, but it was mainly for myself. It was mainly for me to help myself, for me to get out of a bit of a hole that I was in and to progress in my life. Because obviously anyone that was following before would know I was going through, you know, like a breakup. My dog was ill, so it was just a bit of a hard time. You know, so obviously now life is great, life's really good. I'm in a new relationship, which has been in April. It would have been a year. We've just come back from Lanzarote. We was out there for my birthday, Christmas and New Year's. So I mean, like, life's really good. It's amazing. Like, I'm having a really good time. Obviously still have my ups and downs, because that's life. Who doesn't? You know, nothing's never going to be perfect, but you just got to get on with it. But this is kind of what my video is about today, because I'm just like, with this COVID crap. Okay, like, firstly, I'm not one of them people that thinks COVID isn't real. I fully know that COVID is real. I'm not disputing that at all. What I am disputing is that the reason we're on a lockdown. I mean, like, for example, hear this. I know a few people now that literally stayed in their house for months, followed all the rules, and still got COVID. They wear a mask when they go out. They still got COVID. Like, so to me, it's just like, you have been so brainwashed and dumbed down that you're just not thinking logically anymore. You're just not thinking logically at all, clearly, because like, this video is going to be a bit of a rant, okay? So like I said, it might not be that motivational, but you'd probably laugh. So for example, right, where we go? Yeah, so for example, let's kick it off with a post I shared earlier, literally not even that long ago, right? And the reason I jumped on the video is because someone said to me about children's GCSEs. Okay, they're not going to get to do their GCSEs this year, so it's a setback. What are you moaning for? Like, to me, okay, cool. Like, sorry, there's people that are waking up and never going to see their loved ones again, and you're bitching about your child not doing GCSEs. So what? It's a minor setback. In life, we are going to have minor setbacks. You know what it's going to teach your children, or what you should teach your children and help them learn the lesson from this, is make sure you're prepared. Like, always have a little, like, say for example, a bit of fuck you money, as my mum calls it, right? So I've got car insurance because I have to have car insurance to have my phone on the road. Other than that, I don't have insurance because I have fuck you money. Okay, what my mum always taught me is your fuck you money is a pot of money. So if your cooker breaks, instead of you then ringing up the insurance and saying, oh, my cooker's broken, them saying, okay, well, you've now got to pay an extra £50 excess, even though over the years you've never had a cooker that's broken. You've paid us, you know, over £4,000 in insurance money, but you still got to pay another £50 excess for us to come and fix your cooker. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like you paying insurance all this time and then they'll come around and say, oh yeah, this is broke, we'll fix it free of charge. Oh, no, you still got to give them more money. It's just a legal way for people to rob you. Have some fuck you money. Get some money in a pot, so that what happens, whether it's your phone that breaks, your car that breaks, you know, you've got the money to say, yeah, so what about insurance? There you go. I've paid it. And then what you do, I mean, to me, what you do is, instead of paying someone £45 a month insurance, pay yourself £45 a month, or however much, you know, they're willing to give you insurance for. Because over the time when you don't use it, when you look back, the insurance money, they don't give you your money back, do they? But you'll be able to take that money out of your account when you want it or when you need it. Okay? So another thing that's really getting on my nerves is, right, listen, you see people, when you want to question what I'm posting on my Facebook or on my social media, don't fucking come and question me, yeah? And I'm really sorry about my language, but don't come and question me when you haven't bothered to go do your own research. Like, one of my friends, Michaela, I haven't got back to responding to her yet, but I love the way she said it. She posted a meme, and then when I actually said to her, but what is the point in the vaccine? Because what's the point in the vaccine if you can still get COVID and can still spread COVID. What is the point? And I didn't put that because I want an argument. I put that because I'm genuinely looking for some answers. Like, when COVID first came out, let me break it down for you. When it first came out, see me, I was one of them people, yeah? I was one of them people. I tried to get antibacterial gel. I couldn't get it. It was all sold out. Best believe I was walking around with my packet of antibacterial wipes. Yeah. And I remember saying to my friend, if someone so much as breathes in my space, I'll all be wiping up my face with that antibacterial wipe and handing them one as well. You know what I mean? Like, literally, I don't business make sure people are sterilising up themselves and protecting themselves. I was like that. Yeah. I put myself before the government, because you see me, I'm one of them people. I don't need to wait for big boy government to be telling me what to do. I'm my own fucking person. And I think logically, I'm not stupid. Okay. I might not be a scientist or a doctor, but I don't need to be a scientist or a doctor to think logical or to go along and research some big scientists and doctors that are already out there. Okay, a lot of people know me. One of my main bases is the truth about vaccines, because you get doctors from all over the world. Dr. Vernon Colan, he's just brilliant. He's really quite funny as well. It was really good. And there was another doctor that I follow from the Old Bailey. I mean, sitting here now just doing a random video that I've literally just walked in my house and was supposed to be in other things, but doing a random video. I can't actually tell you, the guy that worked for the Old Bailey, I couldn't tell you his name. But what I can tell you is that I've got a list in my phone of people and doctors and scientists and best-selling story writers, you know, best-selling authors, and people that have won awards for their work. Okay, so like I said, I can't tell you off the top of my head, but believe me, I've got this list, and I've shared this list on Facebook before when someone tried to tell me, do you do any research? Well, boy, about do I do any research? Have that fool, yeah? Like, literally, I'm adding to that list daily. Even today, not even today, yesterday, one of my friends, he sent me a video, and I still haven't watched it. I got it about 5 minutes into it, then the phone rang, business calls, you know what I mean? I've got to get up and go. So that's another video that's added to my list. So let me tell you, yes, I do research. So like I said, for you lot, don't be commenting on my stuff if you haven't done your research, because you see me, I can slap you with screenshots, I can slap you with website links, you know, and these are to legitimate websites. These are not just links to people's Facebooks and something shared off people's Facebook. I might share it off someone's Facebook, but let me tell you, I've gone and had a look at that link or gone and had a look at that website before I've then shared that information, so I know that that's valid information I'm sharing. Okay, excuse me. Maybe, mum, if I get it off my mum, or I mean, I've got another one of my friends, stuff that he sends me, I'm not going to lie, them two, I don't check it out, but that's because I know that them two do their research. You know, it's my mum and my good friend, so I know they do their research. I know it's not something that I then need to go and fact check. Another thing with fact checkers, Facebook have fact checked it. At the moment, do your research, because Facebook fact checkers are just independent people. A Facebook fact checker could actually be me or you. So go and do your fucking research before you tell me, oh, that's not true. No, it's not true, because some fucking idiot said it's not true. There's no, like, at the moment, basically, again, like, I should have done this prepared, really. I should have come with the facts to slap, but I'd come here frustrated, because basically at the moment, Facebook are actually going through a court case with people trying to sue them, because what they're saying is they're not using legitimate fact checkers. How do I know that? Because I went and researched. I check my facts, you know what I mean? I check things. I don't just see something on someone's Facebook and post it and share it. No, I go and do my research. Someone gives me a good name or says a good video. If I haven't seen that whole link to that video, I'll research Google or research the internet, whatever, you know what I mean? And I say Google, it's not really Google anymore. Like, it's YouTube. That's one of the platforms I'm on, because obviously a lot of the platforms, I mean, the problem is with a lot of the stuff people share, it was getting shadow banned. Okay, so what shadow banned is when I post something on my page, to me it's gone on my page, but when you got lots go on your Facebook, it won't show in your news feed. So the only way you'll actually see that post is if you directly click on my profile and scroll down my profile. Okay, so that's what shadow banning is. Okay, then obviously they realised that we saw what they was doing. We noticed they was shadow banning, so then they just go remove it as fake news. Let me take you back a little bit to Carolyn Flack. Okay, remember, they didn't remove any of the stuff that was fake news about her that led her to commit suicide. No, they didn't. They didn't remove. Well, I mean, what else? There's loads of fake news on Facebook when they say a celebrity dies and everyone's like, oh, rest in peace, rest in peace. Then someone says, no, they're actually not dead. That's just fake news off one of them morons that really don't have nothing better to do with their life. And then they go and make up fake news. That never gets removed. It's just us and our Facebook friends that then go off and do our research and then come back and say, actually, no, that's fake news. Okay, so if they didn't do all that, and that's not detrimental to anybody's health. Well, the Carolyn Flack one was, obviously, that led her to kill herself, some of the fake news and the horrible stuff that was flying about her. They didn't remove none of that. So why are they doing it about COVID? Now, these are the things that get me. Like I said, I was one of them. I'm saying sheep, but this is one thing that really gets on my nerves, and I probably am guilty of it when I get a little bit frustrated and I keyboard bash away. But I was a sheep. I was one of them people. Like I said, I was out with when I couldn't get no antibacterial gel, and I'm allergic to antibacterial gel, and I still did not business. I was ready to use that and ready to be itching away and breaking up my skin by itching it to be safe from COVID. Okay, that's who I was at first. And then I tell you what got it for me. Let me break it down. So this is really a ranting one, but I don't care. It needs to come out. So this is what happened. So basically, like I said, I put myself into a lockdown before the government put us into a lockdown, because I was just like, I'm not really looking. I get over the last couple of years, I've getting really bad chest infections to the point where my lungs started closing down, and my doctor couldn't understand how I was actually breathing, and literally they had to administer steroids to me there and then, because my lungs were I think it was like, I think 70% shut, she said my lungs were. And so yeah, that was quite bad. So obviously, firstly, knowing that, it's just like, yeah, I definitely don't want to be catching COVID, because for me, that's like, that's gonna be, I could be one of the people that die from it. So then, yeah, I put myself into like lockdown. Me and my friends who lives in another household, we've both got dogs. So it got to the point where, you know, I'm in my house, she's in her house, and then we got put onto the actual lockdown, and we just said, look, me and you have kind of been in our house together by ourselves for 2 weeks. Let's bring our households together, because she's not going nowhere, I'm not going nowhere, and I was at the time, I'm in the flat by myself. You know, it's not a nice place to be. Just, okay, I had my dog doesn't talk back. There's only so much good company you can take from a dog. So then we decided to bring ourselves together, and then we was walking together. I was going to her house because obviously I knew I hadn't been around anyone else. And like I said, we combined our households. We was very strict with this, very, very strict, because her mum's a vulnerable person. Obviously, I'm exempt from wearing a mask. And I'm also at high risk because, number one, because of my chest infections that I've been catching yearly now. For some reason, for the last 3 years, just catching really bad. Don't know why, but doesn't really care why. I just need to know that what I need to do to make it better. So that was a reason. That's the reason why I'm exempt, and I'm also at high risk. And there's a couple of other health issues that I have that make me exempt and make me high risk. But once again, that's people. A lot of you people out there, I've lost friends over this. And I'm sorry, I think you're absolute twats that you've defriended me over it, because one of my best friends, me and her share complete opposite views on the matter, but we're still best friends. At the end of the day, that's her view, that's mine. We don't agree on anything, but it doesn't mean I'm not going to be friends with her. She's still my best fucking friend. What that means is sometimes it may spark healthy debates between us. Healthy debates where I can try and educate her, she can try and educate me, because I'm not trying to say, oh, bitch, I told you so. I'm trying to say, just give me some answers. Just let me understand. That's what I'm trying to say. So basically, like I said, what happened for me is when we done that, me and my friends, trying to reel it in, me and my friends, we brought our households together, okay? So then, obviously, this is when now we're in the proper lockdown by the government, yeah? So we started doing it together and walking our dogs together. And then another friend wanted to come and get involved with us because she has a little boy. And he normally comes out walking with us very often. My friend's 2 little boys are best friends. So, I mean, for him to be with no one for the however long it was. I don't know. I couldn't really tell you how long it was, because days just went into days, months went into months, and, like that. I'm sure it's been the same for everybody. But like I said, this is kind of like a quick breakdown video that's going to turn into a rant. So we combined, and we was very strict. So one of our other friends, due to the job that she does, she then said, so we combined 3 households, because again, we'd all been separately by ourselves in our own households for over 2 weeks. So then by the time we was like a couple of weeks into the actual government lockdown, we decided, well, we've all been self-isolated. We know that, we all went out and done a big bulk shop, went home, done. So we know we haven't been around anyone, we haven't got it, we haven't displayed symptoms. Well, actually, then my friends, she had, when we actually thought about it, we thought, well, she did, her and her son potentially could have had it. But obviously it's all past, it'd been over the 14 days, blah, blah, blah. So we're cool. We decided then to combine the 3rd household in, so that my friend, because it's just her, she's a single parent, so she come with her son. And it just meant that we had a little, like I said, before the government even told you about support bubble, we've done that. We're big enough people, okay, to fuck the government. I don't need you to be telling me what I can and can't do for my mental health. I'm smart enough to think, okay, well, we've been isolated for 14 days. Let's bring each other together and create our own little bubble. Then what happened? The government said that months later. I don't know why you people waited for them to say that. You should have done that yourself. You know, your mental health is much more important than something that's got a 99% survival rate. And so anyway, so yeah, where was I? We brought ourselves together. Then another friend, due to the job she does, she wanted to join. Like one day she said she's coming round, and we was like, nah, you ain't, love. I don't think so. No, you ain't coming here. And she got really upset, but we was just like, yeah, we get that you're upset, and because she lives on her own, so you know she don't even have an animal, so she's completely on her own. So it was like, you know, but we just said we couldn't take the risk. But then, in all this time, I mean, this is months that are passing. I mean, it seems like it was weeks because, like I said, we was pretty happy when we combined. It was nice. It was summer. We was enjoying the weather, barbecues over the field, and it was just nice. And so then I got with my partner, and so this is April times, and then he's an electrician. So what it was for me, because he's an emergency electrician, he was still at work when we was on the first lockdown. He was still very much at work. Like he was, obviously he's an emergency electrician. So as you can imagine, a lot of normal electricians stopped working. He's now, because I don't know the state of his electrician who he works for, obviously they was very, very busy. They took up a lot of the work, yeah. So, because he works for housing associations and stuff like that. So not that that's really relevant. So yeah, so then what it was for me, this is what made me take my mask off, stop locking down, going out and being free, and start mixing with people. So I noticed 5G, okay? Oh, well, at first it wasn't 5G. What I noticed was telecommunications and BT vans everywhere, just everywhere. And when I say on every street corner, I mean on every street corner. I noticed them. So firstly, I started to think, well, why is it important? I knew it was the 5G. I didn't need to ask them. I knew it was the 5G. And all I just kept saying to my partner was, why is it important? If we're in the middle of a fucking pandemic, why are these guys laying new fibre optic cables? What is so important about our internet being a little bit faster in the middle of a fucking pandemic? Yeah, that just made no sense to me whatsoever. Okay, so then I started researching the 5G. Okay, and then I started researching on where it was, how active it is in people's areas. Okay, and then as I was doing that, and as well, I asked a couple of the operatives over a couple of weeks, I started asking the operatives what they was doing, just to make sure that I wasn't assuming. And no, they confirmed my assumptions that, they was laying new 5G fibre optic cables. And then obviously, because I was just looking into 5G and if they was laying it, just trying to get my questions answered, obviously a lot of other stuff then comes up on Google. So I started finding people that worked for these companies that was putting it out there about saying how 5G is dangerous. Then more and more stuff starts coming up. So then, I mean, there was one of them that basically there was a school where in this school they'd put a 5G tower up and 4 children had died within 3 months. Okay, that was because of that 5G tower. They turned it off, and then once they turned it off, that's it. No, like obviously they didn't all happen straight away. It was like one happened, and then so one of them got a little tumour, then another girl got sick, then a boy, and then so it was like over that 3 months, it was 4 people, but not all, didn't all drop down dead at the same time. That was a school. I can't remember where that was, and this is the thing. All this stuff I shared on Facebook, and I'm kicking myself now because I wish that I'd saved the screenshots and saved the links, because now. Or not the link, but not to link them so much, because obviously they removed the links and shadow ban the links, but the screenshot, because now when you're trying to educate people, they're like, oh, well, where's your evidence? I can't give it to you because they've taken it away. They're preventing us from giving it to you, okay? And so this is another thing that made me ask questions. Okay, so like I'm just trying to share things about 5G because my dog started losing her hair. I started to get really bad headaches. And then when I had another look, I realised that, the 5G tower they'd installed on top of my block was now active. And it was just very coincidental that since it's been active, my dog started to lose her hair and I started to get bad headaches. Then I saw them lay it. They finished laying it. And when I say they've laid it round, I mean, some of you are not even aware that it's outside your homes and around your blocks and around your houses and up and down your street. You have no idea. But like I said, I was out every day during the lockdown with my partner working, okay? So it just got me. And then again, it's a bit coincidental that now I literally, on a daily basis, I suffer. I don't sleep. At the moment, I've gone off food because although my doctors are trying to tell me it's an allergy, though I've had all the blood tests and I've been told it's not an allergy, now I'm waiting for a dermatologist test that I literally rung my doctor up, and I was in tears because my whole body, I've been terrorised. My whole body, I will literally feel a burning sensation somewhere on my body, and then within seconds, my whole body is covered in a rash, in like what looks like hives, and it's itching and it's burning. When we went to Lanzarote, we stayed in the top of the mountains for the first part of the holiday. I was just round mountains and rock. Didn't feel a thing. I was fine. I said to my partner, I said, oh, it's weird. I said, definitely don't think it's a food allergy because none of my food's changed since I've been here. And I know I haven't really got no allergies to food because I've never had this. It's just come on all of a sudden. I said, and it can coincidentally since the 5G's been coming out. Then we extended our holiday and we went to stay down in the main part of Lanzarote, which was right next to the airport. Then what happened that day? Oh, Amy come up in hives and rashes. Now, what I'm coming up in, hives and rashes, there's quite a lot of other stuff as well that can be the signs of too much radiation. But to me, it's just a bit coincidental that I didn't have it the first week. The second week I moved near the airport, which there will be 5G, and then I'm getting it. So, I mean, again, could all just be coincidental, but could not. So, like I said, I've got my dermatologist appointment tomorrow, which I can't wait for, because I literally run the doctor today, like, in tears, like, I can't take it no more, like... Oops, sorry, my battery's low. Oh, that's a cue. I can't take it no more. So I've got my dermatologist appointment tomorrow, which I'm going to share with people, because obviously, like, a lot of my friends and just random people that I do talk to online, you know, like social media friends, they have... Oh, it smells lovely. They have asked for an update. So I might do another video. I'm going to try and get back into my videos, because obviously I didn't really realise how much people use them. I didn't realise that at all. I kind of got myself through what I needed to get through and then just stopped. Because I'm not gonna lie, ultimately it is about me. It isn't about anybody else. And you've got to be number one. You've got to look after number one. If you don't look after number one isn't solely content and happy, then you can't look after and help anybody else. But I am gonna really try and jump back on this Monday motivation, because I do like to help people, and especially where I've got myself through just the things that I done, as you all know, like yoga, meditation and whatnot, and walking. As you know, I got myself through that, through my bad times with that. It is nice just to share your knowledge, like, and now what my thing is, because I haven't got the dog, and obviously I'm just indoors eating double my weight in food, and as you can see, putting it on. So I'm going to go on a juice diet, and maybe as well, because I mean, I've had people that can't afford Herbalife and stuff. And you don't need, I'm not sorry to all the people that do it. I'm not trying to rain on your parade, but you don't need that, girls and guys. You know, you really don't. You just need, you can do a smoothie diet, just buy fruit. You don't need them capsules. You don't need to put any extra money into it. You know what I mean? You could literally just still do the same amount of food shopping that you do every week, but switch up the foods that you're buying. And like I said, I'm going to go on a juice diet. When I say I don't know if it's going to work, I mean, I know it will work to help lose weight, but I mean, I don't know if it's going to work for me, because I just don't know if I can stick to it, because I love food. I love that chunk in my mouth, you know what I mean? So I start eating myself. But, so this video probably has no relevance or whatever, but it's just the start. It's me coming back, and even if I can make someone laugh, then it's good, because obviously we are in a shit time. No matter what you feel about the situation, we are in a shit time, and just because... just because like I said, I know the truth. I do know the truth. I do know this is all bullshit. It's about suppression, divide, and New World Order. And it is, because there's videos. I've had videos, I've shared videos of Bill Gates saying that, he had people in a lab making COVID and it wasn't as successful as he wanted. There's a video I shared the other day, and in it, the Sky reporter slipped up, because he said the New World Order, then he said, the new COVID. So, and there's been loads of it. Like the government at first lying. Nobody believed me when I said about the numbers, because I'd met an NHS analyst and she was telling me them numbers are lies, and no one believed me. And then what happened? The government come out and said, basically the numbers are lies. Because what was it? My status I shared, I'll never forget it. Have all the other illnesses taken a break to let COVID have a go? And someone said, well, no, I don't know. I had some idiot commenting on my thing. But what I was right, wasn't I? Because then the government agreed that the government announced that yes, they had the figures were wrong because they was putting every death down to COVID without testing. And I mean, if you guys, I mean, even over Christmas, it was really frustrating to see a lot of people spend Christmas on their own because you're listening to what's on the telly. But even listening to the government on the telly, then going on that same government website, you'll see two different things. You'll see them contradicting themselves. So it is a shit time. Like I said, I don't really know what this video is about. It started off as a rant and I've calmed down a bit now, not even really know where I'm going with this, but it is a bit of a shit time. But mainly one thing I want this video to be about is, guys, don't lose friendships over it. Please don't. This is not the time to be losing friendships. This is the time to be gaining friendships and really being there for one another and looking after and supporting each other, not deleting each other off Facebook and calling each other sheep and morons. And yeah, I think I was a bit guilty of that at first, and I probably am sometimes, and I get a little bit frustrated and bash away at my keyboard. I am, but I'm checking myself, and that's what I'd advise some of you to do. Like, check yourself, because I do check myself on a daily basis. I do, and again, not as much as I should do, but I do check myself, and that's something that I'm working on. And I do think a lot of you out there should do that, because I've seen a couple of contradicting statuses as well. One lady that I'd love to name and shame, but I'm not going to, because she's really grinded my gears, but I'm not going to. But she always puts status up about, if she wants to wear a mask, it's her opinion, but don't be rude. But then in the same fucking status, she calls us sheep and calls us conspiracy theorists. Well, sorry, if me wanting to educate myself so I can make an educated, informed decision on sticking a vaccine in me, then yeah, I'm fucking power to the fucking conspiracy theorists. You know what I mean? Because there's plenty